Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to day 45.
Yes.
Welcome back to
Dan,
very, very late December. A remarkably snowless, very late December here in these mountains.
yeah. I'm
I
going to
don't know.
behave
I don't know.
myself
There's
today.
lots of places in the world where that makes sense, probably. It feels weird to me. So we started with some extra gems today. We got some gems to work with. We got some reasonable steps. We got some money. Annabelle, what are you hoping we're gonna accomplish today?
Hoping we're going
What are you
to
looking for?
go to the toilet.
I am telling you.
Shelter's good.
You think shelter? We've
Yeah.
never seen the trading post actually offer an item.
No, you'd have to come back with an item to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm
I think.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, that's wrong, but okay.
I'm sorry. I'm doing it. I'm taking it. We're gonna come back with an item at some point and see what kinds of trades are on offer. Because I'm actually really curious what you can get.
Oh, we don't have a key card either. I thought we had a key card from last time.
We ended the first run of yesterday with a key card for, I believe,
Okay.
but we
Got it.
but we didn't end the second one. So obviously there's still other books to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always seems right.
There's still other books to read. There's still other sanctum keys to hunt down. I'm trying to remember what else is important to do. I mean, it's the sanctum keys is the most important thing, but we now have a floating signifier. We have no idea, because I do not believe in your lavatory theory. We have no idea what that one throne clue refers to anymore. Can I just tell you? I think with this dev and what we know about their taste, given the insufferable little British child that we're playing as, I think if you suggested to them that a toilet should be involved in a clue, their monocle would pop out, their bow tie would spin.
Okay.
I'm debating whether I want to spend 5 coins on a salt shaker. At this point in the day, it'll probably end up being a significant number of steps, but the question is, do I want the coins more than I want those steps? I'm gonna buy it. Maybe we're gonna actually get use out of the salt shaker for the first time ever. But I'm real happy to have pulled an early shovel. I feel like shovel's strong.
So I was going to ask before you left the entrance hall, but you kept talking.
Yeah.
If you wanted just to open all the doors in the entrance hall to start with, so we could see what kind of
Interesting.
lay of the land that we have.
Do you think that's a useful thing to do, broadly?
I don't know. We've never tried it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I do want to keep looking at the back door, the back walls of rooms that have important things. We actually did get to see a couple last time. I think we still haven't seen the back end of the security console.
Right.
And most of them have shown us nothing, but not all of them, as we have learned. I'm debating spare green room versus pantry here.
Green room seems good.
You think so?
I mean, getting some green rooms out isn't bad. You like green rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, if this game could give you all green rooms or all dens, you would be so fucking happy.
Speaking of which, I mean, there's a parlor, but also there's a den. Okay, no free trunk this time. Secret passage would be pretty weird here.
Yeah, passageway?
Passageway's fine. It almost feels like a waste, right? Like, this early in the house. But I think it's right.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think it's right. All right, do you want me to open this before we leave?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, the bedroom's not bad here.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Is there a reason to walk into the bedroom?
2 steps.
We can't see the thing. Yeah, that's true. The steps make it so there's literally no penalty to just walking in. The windows open a little bit Simon, just jam yourself through the.
Was that open before? I don't remember.
I don't particularly remember it being open before. If I'm honest, that might be new. Okay. A 7-step turnip.
That's some good turniping.
Salty turnip. Delicious? Does that strike you as a delicious thing? A salted turnip?
Well, here's the thing. If
Yeah.
I'm going to eat a turnip, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to make a turnip gratin.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say turnip gratins are necessarily the most salty, but you want a lot of, like a nice Swiss cheese in there
Mm-hmm.
that does have some salt content. So I'm going to say yes.
That's a much fancier answer than I was looking for. Okay, we're hitting some key type problems immediately.
Cool.
It is cool. No, wait. No, it's not. Yeah,
You know,
but
I love how the
tricked
last
me.
couple episodes the house just decided that every fucking room is locked.
Yeah,
And
it's
the lockpick doesn't work. Like,
it's
it was
been deeply
extremely
cruel.
savage.
Dining room versus just like a closet here.
Closet gives you some items. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is actually maybe an okay spot for a closet. Key and a die. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Getting a lab experiment running is good because we're still, yeah, blessing of the tinker for 2 more days. So we want to get our laboratory set up as quickly as possible. A letter will be delivered to the mailroom is such an interesting. We gotta, right?
Yeah. You want to do find trash while digging?
Yeah. And then remember that this also will fire every time we
Right.
we lay down a gear room. And I'm gonna turn down the frequency of keycard doors, and then we're still gonna see 10,000 of them. That
Well, if we
it
find a
has
utility
it has
closet,
seemed
you
like
know.
the house is more hostile lately, for sure.
Yeah.
Somewhere we had like a mom's heart upgrade quietly. The difficulty of the game has gone up.
What is Mom's Heart a reference I'm missing?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Can you explain the reference?
Every time you beat the what is the final boss at that point in the game in Binding of Isaac, the first 10 times, every time you
Okay.
beat it, you unlock some new, like, some significant change, and one of the changes is just now the game is harder.
Okay.
It just ups the difficulty level on you, and it even says it exactly like that. It just says you have unlocked, everything is harder now. I think I'm gonna take the security room here. It makes me feel a little bit bad about having logged in.
Do you want to redraw? 'Cause you
No,
wanted
I want to
sit back in
save the
security room.
redraw for a situation where we're actually getting something bad, like,
All right. Well, why not chapel? Okay.
because the chapel door faces the wrong way.
Oh, right. And it's a mechanical room. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Also, there's that a little bit. Although without us actually having the mailroom, I'm less concerned about that for the moment. But the door on the chapel was on that wall instead of on that wall.
Okay.
It was flipped in a bad direction, I felt like. Well, parlor's a dead
Kitchen keeps
end.
us going.
Kitchen's not horrible. They really want to give us this furnace today. Gosh, I hate to have 0 gems, though. Maybe we just take a dead end parlor because we have a room right off of our left here.
Okay.
hate having 0 gems. Salt that apple. I do appreciate the little animation.
I'd only salt the apple if I was going to bake it, and I wouldn't bake it for you, of course. So,
The black box is false. The black box is true. A false box contains the gems. All right. So, a false box contains the gems. So if this is true and this is true, then this is false and contains the gems.
right.
If this is false,
Then that is false.
this
so we
is
have
false,
no way of
then
knowing where the
a
gems
true
are.
box contains the gems. This
The
is
blue
true
box.
and this box contains it. So this is the blue box no matter what, right?
Okay, so this is like 3 puzzles in a row they've done this.
That looked very bad the way that happened there. I was a little flabbergasted because of how bad it looked that the trophy was just growing out of the, like, holy crow. I mean, reading Nook, it is important to us to draw libraries. I sure hope we draw the library with its exit facing the correct direction. Not gonna worry about that thing there. I believe that's wrong. It is wrong, yes. Well, we can still get around it, and we still have the doors off the conference room.
Yeah.
But a downside of this, of course, is that we do not get to draw. We don't actually get to benefit from the library. If I redraw now, we might what?
Well, except that we get to put in an order for our book.
Right, but we don't get to.
Yeah.
That's
right,
that's not an accept. That's just a thing that's also true.
Okay, well, I mean,
I'm gonna
that
redraw
for me is a goal.
because we've seen this before, where on a
Okay.
guaranteed thing we sometimes get the room in a different orientation. That works out very well for us. All right, so Rune and Hearth, or Realm and Rune, was the most most critical next one because it is part of the clue, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, and we're gonna have to put that together. It's gonna be a whole situation. But I'm curious what it's saying about the sundial. We did get, how interesting. We did get the bookshop. We absolutely are in position to be able to buy the other book. It's also worth noting the bookshop is the only one of these that has another door in it.
How?
Also, I'm kind of curious if there are other books, right? No, okay, it looks like that doesn't change. Well, let's go ahead and buy out the bookshelf or the bookshop, and now we never need to draft it again, right? Because there's nothing else going on in here as far as we're aware.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it has a window. Yeah, okay. I don't feel too bad about that. Let's take a corridor. So we're still just like looking for rare rooms. We're looking to read books. I'm trying to think, like, what else do I want to see? Probably take a
We want to see the armory.
We want to see the armory. Good call.
Light candles in the den and another room or two.
And also, should we get a hold of some money, buy an axe. That would be cool. I mean, this isn't a horrible place for a guest bedroom.
Okay.
Or we could just put like the break room. We don't need the door through to the break room for the break room to be good, right?
That's true.
Yeah, you know what? I am going to take the break room. Maybe I should be like eager to put down a dead end where I can put down a dead end and get it out of the pool. But too late. I've already made this decision.
I see that. Are you pleased for the life you have chosen for yourself here?
Have I ever been pleased, Amabel? Do I seem like a happy person to you? All right, 8, 80, that makes it 10, and that's okay. 1 squared is 1, I'll have you know.
Okay.
1 times 10 times 3 divided by 15 is 2. 10 minus 1 squared and then divided by 9 is 9, it turns out. They do a lot of that. They do a lot of like multiply x by a number and then immediately divide it by the same number. Very weird. It's very weird stuff, Amabel.
I agree.
Cool. Great. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Observatory, probably pretty good.
Yeah. We got a lot of stars now. Well, I could have waited and saved us 4 gems. And then this will be the flower then. That's okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would pretty much always rather have Diamondus Major than the flower constellation. Drawing room might give us something interesting, maybe?
Okay.
Although we're starting to get a little low on gems. It's hard to get back across the house to get the, to start like building where we had a key shortage. Because we actually don't connect all that well. Like we have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Do we want to run back? Because like I'm a little 1 gem. I'm a little leery of.
Yeah, do it. You can redraw. Do it.
All right. A lot of the rooms we want are not 1 gem rooms. A courtyard's not horrible.
No, not at all.
Yeah, all right. But now we're on 0 gems. Never mind. Flowers. Hooray. Nothing of interest, which is not the same thing as junk. There we go. There's some junk. We gotta find a mailroom. So we're facing inward. I want to go to the outside wall, actually. All right. The casino is pretty whatever. The freezer, I don't think is really relevant here. I guess it's a terrace?
Okay.
Well, we've never actually seen anything on the terrace itself, right? Oh, except this time where... This time where we have a flower and also just another loose gem on top of it. Hooray. Okay. What's weird? I do not have any faith in Simon's ability to climb up on top of the house. I'll say that.
Yeah. I guess this is chapel, yeah.
Yeah. I'm feeling a little aimless. Like I don't really know what I'm hoping to pull here. Like you said, there's a couple of rooms. An armory would be neat to see. There's a couple of rooms that we need to just like figure out. Like we need to pull the hall of mirrors in a reasonable position sometime.
Mm-hmm. We need to pull the
Can't really see. I'm not going to bother going in there because obviously. Well, I guess let's pull the casino here. I could use a little bit of money, right?
Yeah. Oh, hey. Yeah, like on my list is lighting candles.
Hmm. What do you think? We just lost money last time, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a spin or two.
Okay. I want to light candles. I want to check the throne room theory. Well.
Damn.
Yeah.
one more time I think we can do safely. What if instead of snake, coin? But what if instead of snake, coin? Amabel.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get even the most basic... Yeah, alright. Even the most basic reward is so unlikely. Axe and mace. I really do want to get the axe. All right, well, I'm gonna buy the mace because we already have some boxes. There are places where this will already be useful. Do we want to run back? Probably not. I'm just thinking about like having to cross the chapel repeatedly, right?
Yeah.
If we're trying to save up the money to potentially be able to buy an axe. Although, apparently, you know, maybe we won't really have the choice here.
I'm trapped in studio.
Yeah, adding new floor plans is still interesting for sure. The kennel. Each time you dig in a room, unlock all doors in that room, and also, well, there could be dogs. Whenever you enter the vestibule, 3 of the doors in this room unlock, and the 4th one becomes locked. I mean, the kennel seems very good.
Kennel's very good, yeah.
It can be assumed these friendly hounds have been anxious to meet their new master. So what? Hey, hold on. What's the deal with the What's the deal with like the passage of time in rooms that are not getting drafted?
That's a good question.
Thank you. I think so.
It's a disquieting question.
Yep. Agreed.
That the game has deliberately not given us answers to.
Yeah, it seems almost completely disinterested in.
I mean, they do raise it in I want to say in the shelter, like there was a note about how they're not gonna remove it from the drafting pool. Like what does that? It was removed. Like what does that say? You know?
Yeah.
It's disquieting. Like I do appreciate the way that this is as you've called it in other conversations about other games, a video game, a video game video game.
I do see. That's interesting. I would not describe this game that way.
No,
I don't think it is at all.
Because the whole drafting thing is very video gamey.
Right, but they.
I guess.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, please. I'm probably
I want to go this way.
I like the way that they only kind of half explain what's going on diegetically.
But they do, though. Like it is actually established that these are elements of the world that make sense to the people within the world. You know, I ran back over here like I was going to open these, but I still don't have any keys. Actually.
Yeah. Entrance hall, I guess?
Yeah, I'm a big dummy. Amabel, help.
I don't think you're How do you want me to help you, sweetheart?
Make me less dumb. Can you do anything? Somebody's got to be able to do something.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Is I think you just should follow my advice more often.
I think we've seen what happens when I do that, though.
We see what happens when you don't. I love you.
Okay, and if both of those outcomes are bad, what does that tell us?
Well... Hey, can you smash that flower pot with the mace?
Man, this is what I want.
Okay, I mean, that's a dead end, so I guess don't pull it this time.
I mean, I got a key. Do you want to test it? We have a mace.
Okay.
I cannot smash the toilet with a mace.
We're in the throne room.
I cannot do anything in
There's
this
another
room.
puzzle to solve.
I'm telling you, I really do believe that this room is just the thing about this room is just that it's a dead end.
Okay.
It's a red dead end, and fuck you. Oh, they've included the trophy list over here now. That's kind of nice.
Can you smash that flower pot with the mace?
No, why?
I don't know. I just look smash. I don't know.
Well said.
Can you smash those vases with the mace? Smash. Smash.
Smash. Yes, I can.
Cool.
That just came to you? Huh.
I mean, I saw the flower pot and thought maybe we could smash it.
We've been through here so many times. What about this one?
You didn't have a mace before.
I guess we had the hammer before, though.
I didn't think of it. I don't think of a hammer as a smashing thing.
It's a sledgehammer. That's literally all it's for. It's a sledgehammer.
What is the microchip for again?
There's the. Ooh, we're gonna run out of steps. Shit. Okay, well then, is there food in the commissary? There isn't. I'm gonna run us back outside. So the microchip, the place to put the microchip, is over here. We saw this design in the Blackbridge room. I have no idea if this is a permanent thing, but yeah, look at that.
Okay.
And this design, by the way, is all over the house. There's like backs of chairs and stuff. While we're here, one of these computers works. And we have potentially an admin's name, but we don't have like a password or anything.
Right. And the name is where did I write that down? Other notebook. Hang on.
This admin key has been deactivated. So it is a real key, but it's been specifically turned off. Well, now that's interesting.
Do you think the admin keys would follow the same format?
I mean, probably. You want me to just like try a bunch of employee names?
I mean, try.
I mean, certainly Randolph's name would make sense. Yep. Okay, that worked.
I'm earning my keep, baby.
You are earning your keep. I mean, the vase thing turned out to be very good. All right,
That
network
was me
settings.
trying to make trouble.
I wonder if I can just check connection offsite. Inbound, outbound connections, and electronic mail communications outside of the local network have been temporarily disabled. Okay, but I turned all the mailboxes on. This probably won't last between runs, but we can walk over here and do this again. The timeout setting controls how long a computer terminal stays connected to the network without disconnecting from the server. The default setting of an immediate requires a new connection each time the user attempts to log in. Huh. What does that mean, though? How long a computer terminal stays connected to the network without disconnecting from the server. So, if we log in the machines, will we be able to access all of them from the... This is not super clear to me. Okay, user database. Yeah, that makes sense. Denny Ravain's key would be removed, plus 3 additional delisted admin keys. Bab A and Babbage has personal access. K. Thomas is not one of the names on my list, actually. I don't have anything. I don't have even a partial name that could be whoever this is. Assistant lab technician. Recent transfer from Cinca, former executive assistant to H.S. Sinclair, trusted with full admin privileges. Lead lab technician. Ann Babbage, of course, author of all personnel notes. The Baron's valet for 20 years, substituting for Mr. Moore until we find a suitable assistant to admin. Terminated March 1992 for suspicion of blackmail and not watering the plants also. Admin logs. The last cables have finally been laid and the office terminal has been connected to the central network. Given the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate, we chose to install the server outside of the house to maintain connection stability at all times. A small cavern off of the eastern drive was selected for the server site. All remaining computer terminals on the estate are now connected to the network mainframe, and we will now begin testing remote access capabilities between them. I've also asked the Baron to come up with a name for the network. After some deliberation, our network has been named Blackbridge, a somewhat ominous name for the project given the legend from which the term derives, though very fitting considering we chose an actual cave to house the mainframe. I only hope that our servers do not suffer that same fate that befell those in the story. Okay, so those notes were all like pretty close together in date. This is like 7 months later. Fix the connection error that was occurring between the office and security terminal. We've also added electronic mail capabilities to each terminal that can be accessed via the network. Recording capabilities of all cameras on the estate have been disabled. Additionally, the existing video playback functionality on the security terminal has also been removed. This is a few months after the last one. Then there's a bunch of deleted logs. And then another gap, and then some more deleted logs. As requested yesterday, new admin key created, though the requested name doesn't quite fit with our typical length formatting. 72587, a new admin key created where the requested name doesn't fit the typical length formatting. That's very interesting. Effective immediately, all electronic mail capabilities have been restricted, now can only be accessed via the office terminal. Other terminal inboxes have been archived and can only be restored via admin control, which we've just done. Okay. Temporary access to the mainframe in Blackbridge Grotto has been restored to perform routine maintenance. And then it's like a year before the next note. Temporary access to the mainframe in Blackbridge Grotto has been restored to perform routine maintenance. Updated access privileges for the following account types. There's admin access, personnel access, which is what Ms. Babbage has. Archive access, which is full access plus access to archived admin logs and the deleted database entries. RTA is down while we work on a solution to reported terminal connection failures. RTA is working again. Terminal connections tested and confirmed functional. To make future testing easier, we added the ability to access offline terminals through the RTA when Blackbridge is open. Per request, one temporary admin key has been added to the network and then deactivated about a month later. One new admin key has been added to the network, Tom K. Added new data management features to Blackbridge admin control. Updated the user database. Changing of the guard. In preparation for Simon's arrival, inbound and outbound messages, as well as offsite connections from outside the estate, have been disabled per the instructions left by the Baron himself. Import trophy data from other save files into the current profile. So this is how I was kind of wondering, like, do you really only get one shot at the day one trophy? And the answer is no. This is how you would get the day one trophy. Okay. Return to menu. I guess exit. I mean, that was interesting. It wasn't super useful, I don't think. I mean, I guess we did something. I want to try... I wish that date made more... Like, jumped out at me more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just wondering, you know? All right, well, let's hope that this thing stays delivered.
Okay.
And I guess we're done for the day.
Well, you were right about the toilet.
I was gonna run down to the trading post, but they didn't let me. I just want to see what kinds of stuff trades for. You know, it could be that there are items that are unique to the trading post, right?
Yeah.
I might argue there almost have to be items unique to the trading post. Otherwise, why would you ever pick it? This is like a respectable shopping center. You know, it's fine. It's not like the rich people mall, but it's, you know, it's all right.
You will not let me live that down.
I'm not doing anything to you. What?
One time, I took her to a mall, and it was a rich people mall.
It was a pretty rich people mall.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't
took photos,
I
put them
don't
online, and said, "Amabel took me to the rich people mall."
that
And
it wasn't
people
it
gave me
wasn't
shit.
it wasn't it wasn't accusatory. I wasn't trying to like narc on you. I was just like, this is a weird fucking thing that happened today. Because I don't belong where rich people are.
Neither do I.
I feel very out of place there. We had to walk through a Saks Fifth Avenue to get into the mall, is the level of rich people mall we're talking about. So, you know, it's not like billionaires, but it's richer than my blood, certainly.
It's the only mall I know that doesn't have a Hot Topic.
Can you imagine? Okay, so Root Cellar and Tool Shed are both kind of neat.
I think Tool Shed.
Need Tool Shed?
We don't have any items to start with. Getting us a start is
Okay, yeah, starting magnifying glass I do not hate. Especially since there's a book being delivered today, right?
right.
And actually, I believe magnifying glass plus metal detector is the recipe for one of the ways to light candles.
Okay.
So we have that in case we workshop or something. Okay, these stayed broken, so I'm hopeful that will stay delivered then. Cool. Well,
Breakroom's pretty good.
yeah, but so's the den.
All right, before you go in the den, do you want to open the other doors?
Okay. I guess we can. I guess.
Okay.
And I guess.
Okay. That gives
Was
us
this
some
helpful?
options.
Was
I
this a
think
useful
so.
thing to do?
Yeah, because then we're not going back to the entrance hall to try to branch off. We can.
But
I
no,
don't
we
know.
still would, because that's how legs work. Those rooms being
don't
there
know.
doesn't. We can't teleport to them.
I feel better.
All right. Let's get our lab feature going for the day. Looks like nothing laying around for free. So, let me just check something real quick. Do we have access to the laboratory emails? We do. All right. From Sinclair, precautions, lock it down. Lock it all down. That's August 31st, 87. Maybe let's read these in the other order, huh?
Okay.
Okay, so April 4th. Randolph, as I know you've been conducting temperature-related experiments this past week, I tried my best to avoid accessing my frozen stock during your normal working hours. However, on Friday I was making my famous black truffle pizza and had to visit the freezer for a few ingredients. Hope I didn't mess anything up. Chef de Camp. Okay. That's a new name. To Chef de Camp regarding freezer access. Please don't worry too much about freezer access. The experiments we're doing aren't very sensitive, and they're already accounting for normal variations due to expected use and staff traffic. However, surprisingly, we did see a major temperature rise on Friday, which I believe may be related not to your freezer visit, but to the use of furnace in close proximity. In the future, try to draft that a bit further away, as the temperature rise from drafting that room has a major effect on temperature in the house, and even more so in the rooms in close proximity to it.
Okay, now we just need to know to draft the furnace and then draft a room that will interact with it next to it. Something we have a lot of control over.
Cool. I love that we have more of that going on. All right. Precautions. Baron Sinclair, as we discussed in our meeting earlier this week, we will be sealing off the entrance to the Blackbridge server this week, as well as archiving all our electronic mailboxes and locking access. I'm not sure just how tech-savvy we expect the Red Guard to be, but there's more than enough data on our servers that these extra precautions are, in my opinion, the very minimum measures that we should be considering, given the likelihood of an investigation next month.
You got to add in Minecraft to these emails.
Is 1987, August 1987, when did our mom disappear?
I don't remember. It might have been around then. I'm not.
Yeah, this is what I'm wondering, because like, that's the only investigation that we know of, right? I guess there's an investigation related to the blackmail for the letters too.
Yeah, and
I gotta
robbery.
I gotta get my timeline straight here. And he just responds, lock it all down. Okay, well that's interesting, sort of. All right, let's access the security terminal. Let's fiddle with the doors. As soon as it lets me in. Okay. Keycard system. This takes so long. It takes such a long time, like after pressing the button to get to the screen before it lets you move or use the cursor at all.
Yeah.
And that's very annoying to me. So wait, am I like effectively remoting into the network through this computer? No, this is still the laboratory mail. Oh, no,
Okay.
don't log all the way out. I didn't actually set up the experiment for today yet. Okay, continue with experiment. What do you think? I don't love gain a key, a gem, or a gold because of the possibility of gaining a gold. It's a real bummer. But is that it? Do you think? Is that the one?
Unless you want to add a small chest and hopefully get a hammer or a mace again.
I mean, even one key.
Yeah.
There's a fairly good likelihood of a chest containing a key.
So which of the are you choosing the first?
Sure, it's gotta be shop room, right?
Okay.
We tried to turn down the frequency of security doors. Let's see about this. Okay. So information.
Yeah.
That's something. Something's going on.
Well, security room's will trigger that.
Yep.
And we check the security emails then. A lot of reading today.
Yep, and also a lot of fucking waiting for the slow ass computer interfaces. Okay. From Ann Babbage, another request. Mr. Darren, if you have any more of those red and blue memo sheets, the Baron has requested a handful of each for a new project he's working on in the clock tower. For my part, I can't understand for the life of me why you and the Baron continually insist on confounding my staff and every other person who stumbles upon one of your colored memos. I'm not confident confusion is the best security, but it's not my department, so I'll leave that up to you and the Baron. Sort of. I will complain about it, clearly. Mrs. Babbage, I'd like to address one potential security vulnerability of having an antechamber lever in the weight room. As the years have gone by, the Baron's frequency of working out in this room has gone from once in a red moon to as rare as a man without self-pity. As such, we find this room mostly relegated to guest use, and given that, an antechamber lever is not only unsuited, but also poses a security risk. I advise we either remove or conceal it, and install a secondary lever to control the south entrance. Kirk Darren. No title, but Kirk Darren. Okay. Mr. Darren, sorry for the lagging reply. I'm still learning how to use this machine. Thanks for bringing this issue to our attention. This was not something I had considered, but it does seem like a reasonable suggestion, and I will discuss it with the Baron during our next meeting. I know he has expressed interest in installing secondary access levers for both redundancy and convenience, so this may be the perfect excuse to allow him to execute those plans should he still wish to do so. And finally, to Kirk Darren, stop recording. Kirk, per our last meeting, effective immediately, please suspend all security camera recordings. Live surveillance has been approved, but the Baron no longer wishes to have tape logs of activity on the estate. I know this might seem like a security risk, but I promise, good reasoning is behind this seemingly unsound decision. Very curious.
And this again is an 87, so.
Yeah. That image does not change. It is still the same one. Well,
Kennel.
I mean, we got to check the kennel, right?
Pops.
There are indeed pups.
Oh.
I cannot free the pup. Nor can I reach it. Simon, just fucking learn to reach over stuff, dude. You.
Oh, that pup's coming. Oh. Yes, we're gonna pet the pups.
This is good. Okay, this is very good. We're getting a bunch of different icons, like different dog interactions. Okay, well, you're my favorite forever, and I want to let the dogs out of the... What happens when this room becomes undrafted again? Oh, I don't like it at all. Huh. C-A-T. So, C-A-S-T-L-E-T, right? Like, that's a T in the bottom. Actually, it might be this. It's the second column.
Okay.
E-T blank is the last row.
Okay.
I think. What am I doing? I should definitely be screenshotting that. Well, it does seem like there's not anything else here. I mean, just like the effect of the kennel is very significant.
Yeah.
But I'm a little surprised there's not more here, aside obviously from the fact that you can pet one of the dogs. But for some reason, only one of the dogs, which is still like a crazy cruelty.
And you can't dig up that dirt that's over there?
I don't have a shovel.
Oh, right. Sorry, that was the previous run.
Yeah. How quickly you forget.
Yeah.
What it was like back in the day. Before we were starting every run with a ton of resources. I'm not sure why it's like this now either, but it is. I would love a shovel, to be clear. A shovel would be a wonderful thing to have. So, This is going to be a dead-end crash into the kennel no matter what we take. Boy, we need keys and we need gems. I guess let's grab the parlor. Because, we didn't grab the key from the hallway yet. All right. This box's statement is both true and false. The blue box contains the gems if its statement is false. This statement is as true as the white box's statement. Well, all right. So, this statement is false, right?
Yeah.
Which means if this statement is as true as the white box's statement, then they're both true.
Right.
But this actually could be false and this be true, and everything would still hold. The important thing is that means no matter what, the white box is definitely true.
Okay.
So the blue box contains the gem if its statement is false, and its statement for sure is false. Because how could it be both true and false? Amabel.
Yeah.
How? I
You
ask
got it,
you.
baby. I don't know.
You don't even know.
I don't even know.
Can you imagine such a world? A place such as this? Alright, maybe we're going to find a shovel. And in doing so, solve our problem with the door being locked without even having to get a thing. Boiler room here doesn't make any sense, so yeah, closet. Closet with a shovel in it? Nope. But, that's not horrible. I do think I'm going to stick to the plan of going back here, and we'll get this figured out. I'm not going to spend a key on this right at the moment. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Okay. Probably pantry. Storeroom's not horrible, I guess. But probably pantry.
Right.
Yeah. Just trying to maintain doors. Okay.
That's a better place for a reading nook.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the library coming off of it because again, we'll only have a 50% chance of being able to use the rare draft, but at the very least, we'll get the library and we'll be able to look at the book.
Yeah.
Okay, library came up with the right door. Or rather, the left door, which was the correct door. Also, just spare gems. Okay. This book was graciously gifted by Simon P. Jones. Realm and Rune, Sigils of the Past and Present. It is a book with, well, we know what cover the color is supposed to be treated as because it's in the illustration in the other book, right?
Right.
Do you have written down the that situation, right? That whole deal.
Well, okay. So, what color is the book?
It is. Hold on, I have screenshots of that whole book. Realm and Rune is supposed to be. Here's the relevant image for you.
Okay, excellent. Get in there. Okay. Get in
So
there.
Realm and Rune is to be treated as though it is green.
All right.
And it does appear to be green.
Okay, green. CA. So, page 13, word 10.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scorched. Scorched?
Okay. C and A, page 13, word 10.
Yeah, so scorched sundial? A? or something, right? What was the draft? What was the star word? Do you remember? We thought it was A, but then it turned out to be something else. I think. Or is that no? Sundial came from New Clue.
Sundial came. Yeah. We have Scorched Sundial A. Right now.
Okay. So this is a lot of... All right, this is a lot of stuff. All right. When the scholars of the First Era found any hidden things, either of a natural source or resulting from the creations of man, they were accustomed to record these in various signs with the aid of figures. They did this in order that the sigils of their realm might not be understood by strangers. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They have been found in every era and every culture and predate both written text and heraldic arts. However, today when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils, those crude circular marks of designation found on royal artifacts, buildings, and older documents. This book was written to make simple the understanding of these fascinating glyphs, and to clearly display the correlation between each sigil and the iconography of that realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines? How is the image of a lifeless burning tree seen in geometric lines? And what does that tell us of the kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, and each variation tells a story of the land. Even the adorned borders around the sigils have meaning. Okay, so yeah, we have a core, dividing lines, moats, and the border. And we've seen parts of this book before. Right. I'm going to take pictures of, like, here we know the names of some of the continents or some of the countries by sigil. Realms, I guess is the word we're using. Spouting forth from the core will be several dividing lines. Counting the number of dividing lines will reveal to us what method of transportation was prevalent in a realm. Were they a seaside kingdom that relied on ships, or a desert domain that might have employed camels to cross the sandy expanse of their lands? Okay, and then details here. I'm sure this will be useful, right? In constructing some of the sigils for the sanctum rooms. Identifying the style of ray used in the sigil will show us what weather the kingdom considered native. Some are intuitive, like the jagged lightning-shaped lines, to indicate jagged lightning. Windy, foggy, heat, rainy. On each sigil, floating between the rays, are small figures called moats. From the shape and style of the moats used on a sigil, we can tell the type of society a given realm proclaimed, if they considered themselves mighty in arms or blessed by artistic and economic fortune. Okay. These are all mostly pretty straightforward. Hedging back from all, because actually some of them are a little abstract toward the end, I guess. All right, and then the border. Around each sigil is an adorned edge, serving as a container for the information within. There are 8 different borders, each one corresponding to a different color. The dominant color on the flags, right, yeah. Pretty straightforward. So, for example, this says Fen Aries. Transportation, roads and carriages, weather foggy, society militaristic, banner red. All right. Scorched sundial. Something scorched. This is not a good position for the Chamber of Mirrors, but it is a good position. Well, it's not. Good is strong. I was going to say for the trophy room, because we could grab 8 gems. But actually, the trophy room does dead end us in a way that the drafting studio does not.
Yeah, let's do drafting studio.
Alright, what else do we got here? The solarium. The solarium was on a list of rooms that we saw recently.
Yeah, let's get that.
Was that list just telling us, like, these are rooms that are dead ends?
It might be.
It might be. But the effect of the solarium seems good. Alright. And then... nothing else going on around here. Not a bad position for a passageway, actually.
Oh, that seems pretty good.
See if we can connect to our foundation. Well, the answer is yes, but at a price. I mean, I guess like the dark room's not too bad here
Yeah, dark room's all right
because
here.
it's just got that one room hanging off the side, which I'm going to go ahead and hit, and we'll just draft something that doesn't cost a blueprint thing. Oh, mailroom.
Yeah. Cool.
Order placed.
And that order is going to show up in the entrance hall later.
Yeah, I'm curious if the letters. It looks like those letters that we requested did stay here. I was worried that they might only be around on that day. Simon, my name is Randolph Moore. I'm the lead lab technician at Cinca, and I've worked here at Mount Holly for over a decade. I was thrilled to discover you have found our humble lab and have begun to run some experiments of your own. I tend to keep an eye on the small spikes in radiation levels on the estate, as it's one of the only ways I can monitor your progress from the outside. All off-site connections to the terminal network have been disabled during your stay. There's been much speculation among the staff about the progress you've been making in the house, and they were all quite excited when I reported that you have been successfully running experiments. I wanted to write to you to let you know that even though you may not see us, we are rooting for you. Best of luck on the experiments, and if you like, I'll continue sending letters with helpful tips. You know, Randolph, I think I got it. Oh, never mind. He's helping us out even more. In my last letter, I mentioned the terminal network, but it completely slipped my mind to give you the network password. Even with all the off-site connections disabled, you should still be able to use the local network to access different house-based functions from any terminal, regardless of where it is located on the estate, which you will likely find very useful. Okay, so they're just letters from Randolph, but you can see there's certainly room for there to have been more of them. Unfortunately, I bet there's some really valuable, useful stuff in some of those.
Maybe.
Which is to say, we, still definitely wanting to see the rest. Oh, well, we can't take the vault.
Corridor
Never mind.
seems-
I was looking at that vault like it was a possibility, but we don't actually have 3 gems.
It'd be nice to get the vault key and the vault in the same run once.
Yeah.
Just once.
There it is. Unfortunately, they can't let us do that. All the other AIs would laugh at them. I think they've gone soft. Do we want a drawing room here? Like, how eager are we to build southward?
I mean, we might get
Yeah,
there's
we
some
should
dead-end
take it. We
rooms
should take
wouldn't
it.
mind getting.
For sure. Alright, show me something cool. Trophy room's a lot less cool than it was.
Yeah.
Guest bedroom's not super compelling. Let's redraw.
Let's redraw.
Courtyard with no shovel and no hammer.
We might have one in the minute, though.
That's true. The courtyard does drop like a real item fairly frequently. And indeed. Not the one I would have prepared, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but there is a chest in the entrance hall.
Yeah.
You draft a shop, we get another one in there.
And we absolutely could take the gift shop here. I think this is actually perfectly reasonable. All right. Not a great day for the study.
No.
Maybe it's her ladyship's bedchamber.
Okay.
Sets us up for some, like, okay stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the telescope. I was going to say, and there's often an item in here as well. All right, looks like there's not actually anything else of value in here. Ah, man. I wish I could take observatory. All right. Well, I think the storeroom is the winner for sure, right?
I mean, of the only option we have, yeah.
Well, also there's that, I suppose.
Look at that bird.
Look at that bird.
That swim bird is a dare bird.
All right, if we go in here, and then I guess we're just going to the corridor. You know, I shouldn't have opened the door from the gift shop. That was kind of silly, because we could have tried to enter that space from the drawing room, and at the very least had a reroll available.
Do you want to go to entrance hall first? Break open those 2 chests.
Why first?
In case more keys
yeah.
or gems.
In case of more gems is I suppose pretty legitimate. Yeah, this is the right way. I get all turned around so fast. All right, show me cool stuff. Well, I mean, dice are all right.
Dice aren't bad. Yeah.
Hoping for some gems. You know, also not bad. Certainly not gems. Solving a different problem that we're not really having. I guess while we're here, we check out the green room. Broken lever handle.
Boudoir gives it some kind of bonus, doesn't it?
The boudoir gives us a key or a gem from the safe.
Yeah, but the ladyship's chamber.
Oh, you mean that? Yes, yeah. It gives 10 extra steps from the boudoir. Good looking out. Good thinking. They don't leave you close enough to actually reach the gem with your tiny little child arms. Okay. Less exciting. I guess just guest bedroom.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the end of that room's usefulness. Okay, so the fastest way back to the front is through the drafting studio. Right, no, this is the wrong way. I want to turn left here. So Amabel, what's up?
A mini map would be helpful.
Yeah, there really should just be a map that's always visible.
What's up is, I don't know, we're blueprinting. You know, there's things I would like to, like, we're a little less directionful than we were previously.
Yeah, I mean, there are still certainly things I would like to do. But we're very much just like waiting for the correct rooms to show up.
Chapel? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, I got like we have enough. We have enough coins that the chapel's probably not really harming us very much. Boy.
Music room has a major key.
Yeah. All right.
So
I'm just like I'm so like, is
it
this
could be
late
the
enough? You
garden.
know?
Oh, key card. All right. Well, that's fine. Well, here's the thing. We're also looking for the key for the ladyship's diary. And what if that also served like a major key?
Yeah.
The way the secret garden is.
I am not inclined to imagine that that is the kind of.
All right. Do you want to re-roll? Or do you want to take the break
I'm
room?
debating taking the break room. The run's coming pretty close to an end, no matter what.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna pop up the break room here, and then we don't actually have to go in just yet. But
Well, there might be more. Okay.
I mean, there's gonna be keys.
Yeah, and it could be a secret garden key or something.
You're killing me.
I mean, you'd rather have the key while you're still doing the run than.
Yeah, try not to burn steps here. All right. So we have a diamond now rather than a square. The fact that it's on a 13 is interesting. So 13, do something to a 13. Probably not square it. Then subtract 20, then divide it by 11. And it's got to be in the realm from 1 to 20 after the division by 11. So that could be... Let's see. Let's say like the final number is like 10, right? Just to get us like an idea. So before the division, we'd be talking about 110, right? Brain.
Okay.
Minus 20 to get down to 13. So like 13 squared is 169. Minus 20 is 149, which does not divide cleanly by 11. But it's actually not like, as far as range goes, it's not that far off. We also could totally brute force this and like reverse engineer the meaning of the symbol from the answer, which I think is what I'm inclined to do. All right, so it wasn't 20. It was 1. So hold on, let me... All right, so the answer here is 1. So 1 times 11. So this symbol means reverse the digits. 31 minus 20 divided by 11 is 1.
Okay.
That's interesting. So 12 is the answer here. Indeed. Okay. And then 20 plus 10 is 30. Minus 9 is 21. And then reverse the digits for a 12. Interesting. They continue to mess with us. Okay. I would so very much like to see an armory, you know? Hey, look at that.
Hey.
And it doesn't even kill the run. Okay, we don't get an axe today, but the self-igniting torch is still useful.
Yeah. Do we have a den in this run?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have a den? Come on now. Who are you talking to? Have
Dining
we hit?
room's not.
We have not hit rank 8.
Oh, the dining room is bad because it just kills us.
Yeah. Kitchen goes out in the correct direction.
Okay.
Oh, right, but I don't have the gem.
Reroll.
So redraw floor plans. Okay. Rotate floor plans. Thanks, Dovecoat. Gosh, I wish we had a shovel.
Yeah, me too.
There's something. It's not responding to this box.
I mean, it wouldn't be the dirt. It doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't do that. At least I don't think so. Ah, there it is. There it is. Key hidden in the very, very corner. All right, lockpicks. Not doing a lot of good work today. Can't draft the solarium. In fact, I guess we're just... Oh, we have one more die left. Yep. We're done.
Terrace might have a shovel.
Terrace could have a shovel. I suppose that's true.
We could also double our gems. No,
Could
we can't.
also double our gems.
Because it's there. Oh.
Well, it had a banana. That's something.
Yeah. All right.
You got me paranoid about every receptacle. All right, so we want to take our torch into... There are some places where we can light stuff up with the torch, for sure.
Yeah.
More than think I had even been realizing. Let's try to be careful here as we walk back and make sure we're looking out for opportunities. And since we know we're not pulling a bunch more expensive rooms, I'm just going to also buy the Morning Star for the 1 star.
Yeah. Okay, are there candles?
Hold
there
on.
are candles
Yeah, there's
here.
like a ton of candles in here. Those are not lightable. The Keeper of Tithes. The chapel's resident guardian tasked with the sacred duty of keeping the coins accumulated from chapel offerings. Let us not break the keeper. Not yet. I guess that's pretty charming, though. Alright, music room and break room. It sure doesn't look like there's anything. We're not going to be able to end our day in the break room if we're running back to the front of the house.
Yeah.
We okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Trying to think. Where else do I think there are candles?
Definitely the den. Definitely, I think the ballroom had candles, which we don't have a ballroom here. I don't know if the ladyship's chamber had candles or not.
I guess let's just make it back to the entry hall first.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm... I feel sure that I saw other places, and I don't remember now, and it's going to bother me a lot. This is not the... It's supposed to go in the conference room. Shockingly, conference room not candle operated. Hi, bud. Okay, we could for sure dig that up if we had a shovel. But first, we must pet this amazing low poly dog. Am I allowed to light like the burners?
Oh, that's smart.
Doesn't seem like
but
it.
no.
I appreciate you saying that's smart.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay.
No.
These just actually don't light.
Oh,
even
that's
though they
disappointing.
look extremely like they would. All right.
Come on, some food.
No such luck. Well, is there anything else that we wanted to do? I kind of don't think so.
Yeah, and we can't get back to the break room, so I think we're just calling it a day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. No, we cannot. Yeah, I think we're just calling it a day. Well, we figured out a thing in the chapel at least. We got to read a new book.
Yeah.
Actually, I can make it to the sundial in 7 steps.
Okay.
Let's go scorch the sundial. Long as we've got the damn thing. See if that turns into anything of interest or if it is nonsense. We still don't actually know for sure that we've got this methodology correct, right?
Right.
All right, that's the gemstone mine. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, right, because we changed the gas line, right? Hold on. If I route the gas back to here, just for a second. Yeah, then these are on again. So there is gas running to the place. No, okay, nothing.
Is the sundial pointing to I mean, it's just a sundial, so it's...
I think maybe like we're supposed to scorch the tree stuff in this direction. No, we probably just need to figure out exactly what the message actually says.
Yeah.
There's a word or two missing, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me flip this back just in case. It looks like it doesn't matter anymore, but like I said, just in case. Scorch this bird bath. I'll burn this whole damn place to the ground.
No.
Not allowed to
Baby,
scorch
no.
the trunk either. All right, I think then that's probably good. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm going to go scorch the gemstones. I'm coming for you. Fuck you.
Thank you for joining us today, everybody.
Fuck
And
you.
This episode of Blueprints.
It's a very
which
normal
we
episode
made-
of Blueprints.
We made some progress.
Yeah, kinda. It's frustrating. We're in the frustrating place. All right, let's call it a day. I feel like there was something else that I was intending to do that day, and the feeling of that is driving me a little bit crazy. But
You know what
we
I'm really
got
disappointed about?
what's that?
That the toilet wasn't the throne.
we did get to scritch some dogs. A dog, singular dog. That's something. And we got to read a book. Reading is fundamental. I learned that from Krusty the Clown. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, hopefully we're going to continue to make progress on our goals, whatever those goals might be. We're continuing to pick up new blueprints too, and that's significant, right? We'll need to check those out, so it's not like we're not making progress. Come back next time for even more progress, and we'll see you then.